Okay, so imagine this. You're living in one of those classic American two-story homes. You know the type, almost like a Norman Rockwell painting.
Mm-hmm. Picture perfect.
Exactly. But then you start hearing whispers, not like the wind, but actual voices coming from your air vents.
Okay, creepy.
Yeah, telling you it's time and that you need to look for the box under the floor.
Wow.
And, well, that's basically how it all kicks off for Emily Carter in Maple Street Shadows, An American Secret, which is a story we're going to deep dive into today.
It just throws you right into the unease, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got Emily. She's, 28, a graphic designer.
Right.
And she's in this house in suburban Illinois she got from her grandmother, Nana Ruth.
Yeah, and the scene is set like crisp autumn evening, Halloween decorations are out. It looks totally idyllic.
But those whispers just shatter that perfect image almost immediately.
Totally. And she actually follows these weird instructions, finds this little wooden box.
Uh-huh.
It's described as old, weathered, with faded stars and stripes etched on it, hidden under some loose floorboards.
So it feels historical almost immediately, like something tied to, old Americana.
Exactly. It grounds this kind of spooky thing in something tangible.
And then she opens it. What's inside? That's
Yeah.
the first big reveal.
Oh, yes. Explosive. Yellowed letters tied up with a red ribbon and this tarnished silver locket.
Okay.
And the first letter she reads, it's dated 1952, from someone named Jack to my dearest Ruth.
Nana Ruth?
Must be. And the lines, they're seriously chilling. He says, the shadows are closing in. The pact we made under the old oak tree, it can't hold forever.
Wow. A pact.
Yeah, and get this. If they find out about the night at the diner, everything we've built, the family, the life will crumble. Hide this for our children's sake.
Okay, so many questions right away. Who's Jack? What pact? What happened at the diner?
Exactly. And how does this fit with Nana Ruth? Emily just knew her as this like super sweet Midwestern grandma, always baking, always at the town events.
But also kind of private about her youth, right?
Yeah.
Especially that time after World War II.
Yeah, always secretive about that. This letter just blows that image wide open. Suggests a whole hidden life.
And that immediately sets up the core tension.
Yeah.
How much can be hidden beneath that surface of
Right.
perfect small town life.
Right.
And the story mentions Emily remembering Nana Ruth used to borrow all these books on folklore and ghost stories.
Mm-hmm.
A detail that suddenly seems significant.
Definitely. So that's what we're doing here. This deep dive isn't just about retelling the plot of Maple Street Shadows.
No, it's more about looking at how it explores things like psychological manipulation, inherited trauma within a community.
Yeah, we want to guide you through Emily's whole journey, looking at the techniques the story uses, the themes, how these like comforting facades can hide some really unsettling stuff.
About human nature, really. So let's get into it.
Okay, so one of the really clever things the story does is use these really familiar settings, but make them feel off.
Right. Like the local library. Emily starts her investigation there. Seems totally normal, storybook library. But the librarian, Mrs. Hargrove, she's been there forever. And she starts giving Emily these little hints. Subtle, but...
And that leads Emily to find this old microfilm.
Detailing an incident from 1952. It talks about a secret society formed by veterans.
Including a Jack Thompson.
There's our Jack.
Yeah.
And their goal was supposedly to protect the town from shadows of the past.
But the microfilm also mentions rumors, occult stuff, paranoia after the war.
And a boy who went missing right after some kind of town hall meeting.
Yeah, that ties Jack Thompson directly to the letters, but it also weaves together these folktale elements with like very real trauma.
Exactly. These veterans, probably dealing with serious PTSD,
Right.
they create this system, trying to bind their traumas using these rituals.
But it sounds like it went wrong. A missing kid, this pact of silence.
Yeah, it really paints this picture of a town just trying to bury its problems instead of dealing with
And the tension just keeps building from there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Emily drives home, and suddenly her neighbors are acting weird. Mr. Jenkins just staring blankly.
The Wilson's porch light flickering like Morse code or something.
Yeah, her paranoia just skyrockets, which is classic psychological thriller stuff.
And she goes to the old oak tree from the letters.
She does. Finds carvings, initials, dates, and this weird symbol like a whispering mouth.
Creepy.
And the whispers aren't just in the house anymore. Now they seem to come from the trees too. And they're these weird darting shadows.
Yeah.
Her isolation just gets more intense.
This feels like where the story really leans into the psychological aspect. The shadows become more metaphorical.
I think so. And the whispers push her to finally open that locket she found.
What's inside?
A faded photo. Young Ruth and Jack looking happy at a county fair.
Uh, but there's gotta be a catch.
Oh yeah. The inscription on the back says, "The shadows feed on secrets. Break the chain or join us."
Whoa. Okay, so that's a direct threat. Or like a challenge.
Exactly. It forces her to confront what's really going on.
So as she reads more letters, what does she figure out about this pact? Is it supernatural?
Well, not in the way you might initially think. It's revealed as more of a psychological cult almost. A tradition of secrecy passed down.
Okay, so the whispers.
That's one of the most fascinating twists. They weren't ghosts, they were actual recordings played through hidden speakers.
No way, speakers in the vents.
Yeah, installed decades ago for these supposed town meetings. It was all just insidious gaslighting.
Wow, that shifts everything. It's not about ghosts, it's about control. Human control.
Precisely. It shows how psychological manipulation can be way scarier, or at least more pervasive than, a standard haunting.
And this links back to the veterans.
Right. The narrative explains that these guys struggling with PTSD set up this whole system. They were inspired by old Puritan stories, apparently.
Trying to bind their demons and keep the town pure by enforcing silence.
Yeah. And Jack, the guy from the letters, he actually tried to warn Ruth. He saw where it was heading.
But she stayed.
She stayed. Maybe out of loyalty, maybe fear for her family. The story leaves it a bit ambiguous. But she ended up becoming this sort of matriarch of the secret tradition.
And passed the house and essentially the burden onto Emily without ever explaining it.
Mm-hmm. It's a really powerful look at how good intentions maybe can get twisted over time and lead to these cycles of harm, especially when secrets are involved.
So how does it all come to a head?
The climax is pretty dramatic. Midnight, naturally. Power flickers, shadows are everywhere looking like faces.
Classic horror setup.
Right. And her neighbors gather outside by the old oak tree, looking like really eerie, almost like mannequins.
And Mr. Jenkins, the blank staring guy.
He steps forward, reveals the cult's purpose. He says Ruth chose Emily, and that these shadows, this system, are meant to protect the town, keep up that perfect facade.
Protect her by scaring her into silence.
Basically, they start whispering her deepest fears at her, trying to break her down, force her into the fold. It's pure psychological intimidation.
But Emily doesn't break.
No, this is where she really finds her strength. She gets this surge of adrenaline, grabs the locket, and smashes it against the tree, yelling, "No more secrets."
Awesome.
And it works. It's like the spell is broken, the neighbors hesitate, the whole illusion just crumbles.
And the police.
Sirens start wailing. Turns out, before she went out there, Emily had texted the police an anonymous tip about a weird gathering in the woods.
Smart. So she didn't just fight it psychologically, she brought in the real world.
Exactly. It's a great subversion. She doesn't slay a monster, she exposes a human conspiracy.
So after that, does the town just go back to normal?
Well, dawn breaks, the cult is basically dissolved, arrests are made, harassment, fraud, that kind of thing.
And Emily finally understands Nana Ruth.
Yeah, she pieces it together. Ruth's silence wasn't malicious. It was this really complicated, maybe flawed attempt at protection, shielding her family from what she saw as like the shadows of human folly.
It's heady stuff. Thinking about how protecting people through secrets can end up being so damaging.
It really is. It's a profound point about intentions versus impact, especially across generations.
And that really makes you, the listener, think, doesn't it? Like, how often do communities or even families create their own shadows?
By trying too hard to seem perfect? By keeping silent about the difficult stuff?
What kind of unspoken truths or like chains of secrets might be operating in our own lives or our own towns? Things passed down, maybe.
It's a very relatable question, I think. The story uses this specific kind of heightened scenario to talk about something universal truth, community, trauma, secrets.
Yeah, definitely. So Emily's standing there at the end watching the sunrise. The pumpkins are smashed, but there's a sense of hope.
A new day.
But then there's that final line, that last little whisper that lingers for her and for us. Is it over or just beginning?
Chilling.
It really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Can you ever truly clean up secrets that deep? Or does uncovering them just start a whole new chapter of dealing with the fallout?
Yeah, it suggests that even when the immediate threat is gone, the impact of those secrets and why they existed in the first place sticks around. It keeps resonating.